Good morning students, I am PR Savule from Computer Engineering Department. In a last few lectures of the operating system, we are discussed about the different topics of the operating system of Unit 1 to Unit 5. Now, in this lecture, we will start our next topic, that is Unit 6, that is File Management. This File Management unit having total 10 marks. Okay. Then we will see what are the actual chapter objective of this unit. Explain structure of the given file system with example. Next, describe mechanism of given file access method. Next, explain procedure to create and access directories and assign the given files access permission. And next, last one is the explain features of the given RAID level structure of a hard disk. Okay. That means in this lecture we are going to discuss about the file management of the operating system. In that we will discuss about the how files are going to be managed in the operating system. Then what are the uses of a file management in a operating system. Then what are the different operations that are performed on the operating system in a computer system. That all things we are going to discuss in today's lecture. We know the file management is one of the basic and important feature of the operating system. The operating system is used to manage the files of a computer system. The file management, that means it manages all the files, all the records, all the data which is going to be stored into the operating system. All the files with different extensions are managed by the operating system. We know each file having a different extension, different file extension, and according to the different extensions, that files are effectively managed by the operating system by using this operating system service as file management. Now, first we will see what is an exactly file is. First we will see the concept of file. Computers can store information on several different storage media such as magnetic disk, magnetic tapes and optical disk. All the computers, we know that they are storing the data in a different storage platform, different storage media, such as data is stored on a magnetic disc, magnetic tape drives or any other optical disk. So that the computer system will be convenient to use, the operating system provides a uniform logical view of information storage, so that the computer system is very convenient for using the stored information. Okay. The operating system abstracts from the physical properties of a storage devices to define a logical unit we called as a file. Okay. File is nothing but collection of data. Consider any example of your file. Okay. Suppose you are creating a file as student record for storing the details of each and every student in your class. Then that particular student word file is one of the file which stores the details of all the students. That means a file. And in a operating system, files are mapped by the operating system onto physical devices. These storage devices are usually non-volatile. We know we uses the non-volatile storage media for storing or recording the files. because the non-volatile storage media provides us the permanent storage of the data. So, the contents are persistent through power failures and system reboots. A file is named a collection of related information that is recorded on a secondary storage. Here, a definition of file is given. A file is named as a collection of related information. File is nothing but collection of data. In a last example, there is one file student which stores the information related to student. So, that student file is one of the file. Okay. From user's perspective, a file is smallest allotment of a logical secondary storage, that is, data cannot be returned to secondary storage unless they are within a file. Okay. In short, a file is a collection of specific information stored in a memory of a computer system. A file is nothing but a collection of information, and that information is going to be stored into a computer's memory. And file management is defined as the process of manipulating files in a computer system. The file management service of the operating system is used to do the different operation, used to manipulate the files present in a computer system. For example, this management includes the process of creating a file, process of modifying a contents of a file, and the process of deleting the files. There are some of the tasks that are performed by the file management of the operating system of any computer system. There are some functions that are performed by the file management. For example, the file management helps to create a new files in a computer system and placing them at a specific location. The file management creates a new file into a computer system, as well as they provide a location for their storage. The file management also helps in easily and quickly locating these files in a computer system. As well as the file management makes the process of sharing of the files among different users in very easy and user friendly. As well as the file management helps to store the files in a separate folders we called as a directories, and these directories helps to user to search a file quickly or to manage the files according to their types or uses. This is the concept of file. Now we will see the different file attributes. We know the file attribute specifies the characteristics of the file, such as a type, date of last modification, size, location on a disk, etc. Also, the file attributes helps the user to understand the value and the location of the files. By using the file attribute, we can easily identify the location or the value of the particular file. File attribute is one of the most important feature of the file management, and it is used to describe all the information regarding the particular file. Let's see what are the different file attributes present in a operating system for any file. A file has certain other attributes which vary from one operating system to another operating system, but typically consist some of the common file attributes. These are given here. Name. First attribute is the name. We know every file having its own unique name. It is the symbolic file name is the only information kept in human readable form. Name is the one of the important attributes which defines the name for that particular file, and that information, name information, is kept in a human readable form. By using that name, we are easily identify the particular file. Next one is the identifier. Identifier is the unique tag, usually a number, that identifies the file within the file system, and it is the non-human readable name for the file, and it is defined by the operating system. The identifier is a one unique tag is assigned to each and every file present in a operating system, and it is usually in a number format. Identifier is in a number format. Next attribute is the type attribute. This information is needed for those operating system that supports different types. We know there are different types of file present in a operating system, so that type information is needed for those operating system which that operating system supports the multiple types. The file type denote, or the file type defines the type of that particular file. Next one is the location. This information is a pointer to a device and a location of a file on that device. The location attribute of a file denote the particular location or the area of the file in which location actually that particular file is present. Okay, that defines by the location. The next one is the size. The current size of the file, that means in a format of bytes or words or blocks, and possibly the maximum allowed size are included in this type of attribute. The size attribute of a file defines the current size of a file. The total size of a file defined by a size attribute. For example, that size is in either byte format or word format or in a block format. Whenever you right click on any file and whenever you are seeing the property, at that time you are getting these all the attributes. Okay. The next one is the protection. The protection attribute defines the access control information which determines who can do reading, who can do writing, and who can do executing, and so on. That means protection attribute define, protection file attribute define the access control information. Access write information to the particular user. That means which user can access what file. We know the basic, there are 3 access permissions are there: reading, writing, and executing. Then the protection attribute determines which user can do reading, which user can do writing, and which user can do executing operation on that particular file. Then last attribute is the time, date, and user identification. This file attribute defines the information may be kept in for creation, last modification, and last use. And these data can be useful for protection, security, and usage monitoring. The time, date, and user identification attribute of a file defines the date information regarding the last modification of that particular file, the creation of that particular file, the last usage of that particular file, etc. These are the some file attributes of a particular file present in a operating system. Now we will see what are the different operations that are performed on a file. There are different file operations. First file operation is the creating a file. Here in short we are creating a new file in a operating system. A file creating operation creates a new file in the operating system. Two steps are necessary to create a file. First, space in a file system must be found for a file. We shall discuss how to allocate the space for a file in the next lecture. And second one is an entry for a new file must be made in a directory, and the directory entry records the name of the file and the location of a file system and possibly other information regarding to the file. In short, creating a file operation defines a create new file creation operation. In that there are two steps. In a first step, the operating system found the area for that file, and in a second step we are creating a entry in a operating system directory. We are creating a file entry into the operating system. Next operation is the writing a file. Here in this operation we are writing a information or writing a data to that particular created file. To create a file, we make a system call specifying both the name of the file and the information to be returned to that particular file. For writing a contents to a file, we are making the use of system call that specify the name of the file and information which is going to be returned to that particular file. Given the name of the file, the system searches the directory to find the location of the file, and the system must keep in a right pointer to location in the file where the next write is to take place. Then write pointer must be updated whenever write occurs. Whenever write system call occurs, at that time write pointer of that particular file is updated many times. As per the requirement, it is updated. In short, for writing operation of a file, we are making a use of system call, and whenever we are calling a system call, we want to specify both attributes of a file, that is name of the file as well as the information which is going to be returned to that particular file. Next operation is the reading a file. In this operation, we are reading the contents of a file. To read a contents of from a file, we use a system call that specifies the name of the file and where in memory the next block of a file should put. And again, the directory is searched for the associative directory entry, and the system needs to keep a read pointer to the location in the file where the next read is to take place. Like a write operation, for performing a reading operation, we want to execute, or the operating system uses a system call, and that system call uses the name of the that system call uses two attributes of a file, that is name of a particular file and the memory in which the file should read. And like a write operation, there is a write pointer, and for reading a file operation, we are using a read pointer to reading a contents of a file continuously. Next operation is the repositioning within a file. The directory is searched for a appropriate entry and a current file position is set to a given value. Repositioning within a file does not need to involve any actual input-output, and this is a file operation is also known as file seek. Here repositioning within a file, here a directory. Directory means consider your folder. Here first directory is searched for a appropriate search entry, and the current file position, current pointer is stored with a given value. And this repositioning operation we also called as file seek, because here we are searching a particular file within a directory. Then next operation is the deleting a file. To delete a file, we search the directory for the named file. Having found the associative directory entry will release all the file space so that it can be reused by other files and erase the directory entry. Deleting operation deletes a file in the operating system. Here we are deleting the directory entry of that particular file. Whenever we know that whenever we are creating a file into the operating system, at that time we are creating a entry in our operating system directory. So whenever we are going to delete that particular file, that entry present in a directory is deleted. So other files are going to be stored at that particular location. Then next operation of the file is truncating a file. We know the difference between delete and truncate. Let's see what is a truncate. The user may want to erase the contents of a file, but it keeps its attributes. Rather than forcing the user to delete a file, then recreate it, this function allows all the attributes remain unchanged except file length, but lets the file be reset to length 0 and its file space is released. In a delete operation, we are deleting a directory entry, but here we are in a operation of truncating a file. Here the contents are erased, the contents are deleted from the file, but its attributes remain present except the attribute length. File length attribute remain, file length attribute is changed, because we know each and every file having a different size. So whenever we are going to truncate a particular file from the operating system, at that time we are erasing the contents of a file, but the attributes remain present. These are the certain operations that are performed on an operating system. Next we will see the different file types. We know there are different types of files that are present in our operating system. There are Word files present in our operating system. There are PowerPoint files present in our operating system. There are some documents with Excel that are present in our operating system. That means there are different types of files. There are different types of records which we are going to store into the operating system. Let's see what are the different types of files present in our operating system. File type refers to the ability of the operating system to distinguish different types of files such as text file, source files and binary files, etc. Many operating systems supports many types of file. Operating systems like MS-DOS and Unix have a following types of file. The disk operating system and Unix operating system having these types of files. First one is the ordinary files. What is mean by ordinary files? These are the files that contain a user information, and these may have a text, databases or executable programs, and the user can apply various operations such as files like add, modify, delete or even remove the entire file. Ordinary files, in short, they are normal text files. Here the user information is stored in a form of text. These are ordinary files. Next, directory files. These files contain list of file names and other related information to these files. Directory files means folder files. Okay, these contains some list of other file names. Suppose there is one directory root. In that root directory there are subdirectories. That means this structure is followed in a Linux also. Whenever we are going to whenever we will discuss about the Linux operating structure, at that time I was told that there is one hierarchy which Linux operating system follows a directory structure. That means all the files stored in a format of in a directory. So Linux is called as or Linux follows a directory structure. In short, directory files means what? The files which contain a list of the file names or other related information to that particular file. Then next one category is the special files. These files are also known as device files. These are the special files. These are the configuration files, such as these files represent physical devices like disk, terminals, printers, networks, tape drives, etc. The files related with these physical devices are categorized among the special files. And the special files again categorized into two parts. First one is the character special files. Here character by character data is handled, and second one is the block special files. And here in a block special file the data is handled in a form of blocks. These are the different types of files present in a DOS operating system and Unix operating system. Now we will see the file structure. The file structure should be according to the required format that the operating system can understand. There is one structure that is used to store the record of a file. Let's see what is the file structure. A file is a certain defined structure according to its type. A text file is a sequence of characters organized into a lines. A source file is a sequence of procedures or a function. Then an object file is a sequence of bytes organized into blocks that are understandable by the machine. Then when the operating system defines different file structures, then it also contains the code to support these files. Unix, Microsoft DOS support minimum number of file structure. In short, a structure of a files is of mainly three types. This file structure is mainly defined in a three types. Some files stored a data plainly, that means one by one characters or number are stored. In other types there might be different arrangements made for the file system. So file can be structured in a different ways, and there are some common possibilities. There are mainly three types of file structure followed by the operating system. First one is the unstructured sequence of bytes. First file structure is the unstructured sequence of byte. That means byte sequence. In a byte format, here data is going to be stored. That means a sequence of zeros and one. The best example of a byte sequence or the unstructured sequence of byte file type or the file structure is the binary file. Here all the record is stored in a form of 0 and 1. The second structure of the file is sequence of fixed length of records. That means a record structure. Here in a format of record, the file is going to be structured. For example, in a record file structure, suppose we want to store the record of employee like employee code, employee name, employee address and employee salary, etc. Then it could form one record. So record based files are collection of these types of record stored one after another. And third type of file structure is a tree structure. Here in this type, a critical mainly used in a mainframe computers and in some commercial application. The tree structure is followed by some commercial application. Here the data is stored in a hierarchical order. Okay, here data is going to be stored in a tree structure. These are the three types of file structure used into the operating system. First one is the byte sequence structure, second one is the record sequence structure, and third one is the tree structure sequence. Okay, in today's lecture we were seeing the file concept, what is an actually file is. Then there are some file attributes, we are discussed about that attributes. Then we are seeing the different operations that are applied on a file. Then we were seeing there are different types of file present in a operating system. There are some types of file present in a DOS or Unix operating system that we are discussed in this slide. Then we are seeing the file structure, that means the structure of a file. The file structure is mainly categorized into three types. First one is the unstructured sequence of bytes, that means byte sequence. Second one is the sequence of fixed length record, that means record sequence. And third one is the tree structure. These are the three types of file structures followed by the operating system. Okay, thank you.